Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing great. Yes, I know. Y'all probably like, girl, where you been? She been taking care of her. Okay. So anyway, I just today is October 1st, and I decided that today was going to be the day that I start back trying to incorporate uh, filming for YouTube into my schedule. And I'm not 100% sure of what that looks like. There have been some changes, and I just wanted to kind of come and talk to you guys about that. So, the first thing, I just wanted to talk about the reason that I haven't been posting. So, during the time, around the time I stopped posting, y'all know I was working on my house, and it was just a lot of, different things going on. I had just finished the health and wellness challenge, and I started, I needed to, there were some decisions that I had to make. And so you think about the fact that I work a full-time job. I have two adult children that I have very close relationship with, and when they face challenges and things that they go through as a mom, I need to be available to help them with whatever it is that they're going through. I'm also married, so obviously, I have my relationship with my husband, and I don't really have a circle, so I don't have like girlfriends that I go to the movies and different things like that with. I have people that I talk to at work, but it usually doesn't go outside of work. What else? Let's see, and just me in general, just me living my life, and then of course I have my business. A lot has changed with all of that. It has just really been some 180 type action. So let's start with the very first thing. Um, One of the reasons that I stopped filming, like the stuff that's going on in the house, is because I'm the only one that's doing it. I don't, have help with my YouTube channel. I didn't want the help with the house because the house, going through and painting and things like that, was therapeutic for me. But it became very overwhelming trying to film, because what happens is, like, I have, eight um 8+ foot ceilings. No matter where you go in the house, the ceilings are very high, so I have to climb up on a ladder, and I already have to, I'm up and down the ladder when I'm painting, because I gotta, like, I have nothing to sit the paint on so that I don't have to come back down and reload the roller or the brush or whatever I'm using. So you think about up and down the ladder, moving the ladder, pouring paint, taping off areas, and all of this, I got to keep repositioning the camera. It just got to be too much. So what I thought about was, I said, okay, I just want film as I'm going through everything. Try to film, like, or not post, not necessarily not film, but I won't post everything that I'm doing, but I'll film what I'm doing. So you'll have like before shots, and you'll have after shots of what the room transitioned into. And so that's just going to be easier for me, um because it went from being therapeutic to extremely overwhelming, and then I got frustrated. So I was like, because on top of the painting and all of that and trying to film, I still had to edit the video, do the thumbnail, and all that, and then get it posted. And it was just too much, on top of working and doing my business. So that's the first thing. So you will get updates on, the changes and stuff that I've done for the house. You will see, how everything turned out. You just won't see the actual process of it. I can't figure out another way to do it. So for those who like that process, sorry, I just can't give it to you, but it's all good. You'll see, how it turned out in the end. The second thing is work. Um, So I'm a September baby. My birthday was the 9th of September. Labor Day was the Monday before my birthday. So I decided to take that week off, and my best friend came into town. She and I hung out, and we, did some arts and crafts and some things. Um, and when I say I don't have a circle, I don't have girlfriends. She lives in Austin. She's not even anywhere near me. So when we see each other, it's because um I've driven to Austin or she's come here. And this is the first time that she's actually come here and stayed. So she was here for a full week, and we have some things coming up that we're going to be doing together for the month of November and December. So I'm pretty excited about that. But what happened was, because y'all know I was working remote, I had a hybrid schedule, which means that I was only driving into the office. Excuse me, I was only driving into the office 1 to 2 days out of the week because I'm on a team of 3. Well, after Labor Day, September 11th was the first day that we're now required to drive in every single day. I have a commute anywhere from an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, depending on traffic. And I hit a day between the time we started driving in and this past Friday. I hit a day where it took me an hour and 45 minutes to get home. So it just really depends. But because of the way that my husband's work schedule is, we literally see each other maybe it's just a few hours a week. It's just a few hours a week, because he works a complete opposite schedule of me. So we're doing this dance where when he gets up, I'm already gone. When I come home, he's already gone. When he comes home, I'm asleep. So we're in the same house together, but we don't really get to interact the way that we did when I was working hybrid, because on his days off, if I was actually, if it wasn't my day to drive into the office, I was working from home. So we had opportunities like when I took my lunch break for me to actually sit and have lunch with him, or because of the fact that I got off earlier, we could plan to just get out of the house for a little while. We could actually have conversations and things like that. So we got the announcement pretty early on. So he and I had some very, very in-depth conversations about what that whole transition was going to look like. So we knew it was coming. We also knew there was nothing we could do about it. But because of that, we started out okay. And then, I noticed that like he would text me and I could tell he missed me, and there was kind of things that he said, and I felt bad because there's nothing we can do about it. And then I started feeling some type of way. Um, and this is full transparency. Those who understand, understand. Those who don't, you know, I don't know how to make you understand. But I had a day where emotionally it hit me, and it was the oddest feeling I had felt in a really long time. And at that point is when I realized that I'd become depressed. I was in the house, and it was so quiet that it was just still. And ordinarily, because, was doing the painting and I was filming YouTube and I was busy with emails and business related stuff and talking to my kids, and I was so distracted by everything that was going on. But what changed was by me having to drive in, my body was just so tired. My mind was so tired. So when I came home, I didn't want to paint. I didn't want to do anything. I just, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I just wanted to just be still because the day had rolled me down. And this particular day, like I said, I came home. I wasn't doing any decorating or anything for the house. And I remember I sat down. We have these chairs at the foot of our bed. And I remember I sat down in a chair and I noticed how quiet it was. That's not odd. We're the only two people in the house. But the quiet and the still caused my heart immediately to start like beating fast. And then all of a sudden I had this overwhelming need to just start bawling, I felt like I wanted to cry so bad. And I noticed that with the feeling of wanting to cry, I just became extremely sad. It was almost to the point of feeling like maybe somebody died. And I was just so, so sad. And I just wanted to climb in my bed and just curl up in a ball and just cry, just lay there and cry. I didn't cry, but I felt an overwhelming need to. But because I was kind of pushing it back, because I didn't understand why I felt like I needed to cry, my brain was trying to analyze what I was going through, but my heart and my mind was trying to say, just let it go. So I was kind of in that moment for about 30 minutes before I finally just kind of shook it off and I said, let me find something to do. So I was tired, and eventually I started like looking at YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I think I got, because I'm back to watching like the bushcraft type videos and stuff, and I watch a lot of DIY stuff. But eventually I got so distracted that I didn't realize I wasn't feeling that way anymore. And so the next time I thought about it, I was at work and I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I was just like, it's just hard right now because I knew that I would miss him, and I knew that he would miss me, and I knew that we would be struggling with how to make good use of the little bit of time that we had. But because of how I felt, it became apparent to me that it was harder than what I thought it was going to be. So I just wanted to mention that, because when you are dealing with like mental health, trying to maintain your mental health and wellness, and when you are in the various relationships and stuff like that, you have to pay attention to what your body, mind, and your heart is telling you is happening, and you have to like catch it if you can catch it early on, to try to figure out what tools that you want to use to manage what you're dealing with. So that's the other part of it, dealing with my husband and work and, everything. And so I just have not been in the right headspace to film, because if I had tried to film, it would have been trash, because I would have been struggling with, what do I say to y'all? What do I talk about? What do I do? How do I present myself? What am I presenting? It's like, to me, it just would have really been phony, and it would have been fake. And that's just, I don't do that. That's a lot of work for people who do, but I don't subscribe to that type of behavior because it's too difficult to maintain. I much rather just be true to who I am, which is what you get. So because of everything that's been going on, again, full transparency, I have been utilizing some very unhealthy coping mechanisms, because I got to a point where I didn't want to be awake. So it's like, get up, go to work, come home, do a couple of things. Sometimes I wasn't even eating because to eat means that I couldn't do what I was doing to cope with the loneliness and the depression. So I started doing something as a coping mechanism that I really shouldn't be doing. So I'm finding myself trying to readjust and actually use tools that I'm already familiar with. Um, it's one of those situations where it's not like you don't know what to do, you're just not doing it. So I have to implement or re-implement the tools, the health and wellness tools that I'm familiar with. And, I know better. I know, that this is not good for me. And I know that um, I have to like redirect what I'm feeling and deal with it in a better way. Because basically what was happening was it was allowing me to turn my brain off and to fall into a deep sleep, so that all I had to focus on was just resting, and then I just get up and go to work the next day. So I didn't, by me going to sleep, and I was going to sleep early, I didn't have to think about being here and being without him and feeling like, I was going to cry and things like that. So I just have to fill up my day and my evenings with activities that will allow me to experience happiness and joy, because you can't find happiness and joy in people, but you can introduce things into your life that bring about those positive emotions. I've recently started trying to craft. I'm not 100% good at it, but it makes me smile. And I'm going to tell y'all about something else I recently found joy in. So anyway, yeah, so unhealthy coping mechanisms need to, nip those in the bud and kind of work on transitioning into a more positive mind state and tapping into things that bring me joy. So that's another reason why I hadn't been filming as well. So something unusual happened as a welcome back to the office type gift. One of my coworkers bought the team that we're on beta fish. Now, I had beta fish years ago, but we didn't know anything about beta fish, and we put all those fish in one tank, and we had this one beta fish that was killing all the rest of them. We couldn't figure out which fish was attacking the other fish until all the fish were dead. It was just this one fish left. So he was like, okay, you the culprit. So we learned after that you can't put the fish in the tank together, because especially the boys, because they mean as I don't know what. But anyway, as a beautiful gesture of camaraderie in our team, she decided, and I mean, she got the food, she got the tank, she got the rocks. Well, they're bowls. The rocks, we all have a fish. There are, and I'm gonna tell you the fish name. We got a whole little family, a community going on over there. So we have 3 boys and 2 girls. And the first girl's name is Heaven, and then we have Violet. That's the other girl. Of course, y'all know I have a boy. I named my fish Prince. And then my cube neighbor, she named her fish Wilbur, which I told her, I said, that's the pig from Charlotte's Web. She was like, I was wondering where I heard that name from. But anyway, and then the last fish is Leroy. And so it was so funny because I had told my daughter about it, and I sent her pictures of everybody and everything. And I was like, oh, you see your brother, So now she calls the other fish her cousins. And so the funny thing is, I never thought, because I'm not an animal person, I tried having a dog and it just didn't work out for me. But the funny thing is, I never thought I would connect to this fish the way that I have. So much so that I decided, after I started doing all this research and I was at work saying, did y'all know? Ooh, I just found out that, so I'm sharing all this new knowledge with them. And every time I learn something new, I get really excited. And so I read that, you know, when the males make the bubble nest, that means that they're ready to mate. So I was like, ooh, you can put the male and the female in the same environment and they'll mate and blah, 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 blah. So of course, I decided to go get a female fish. And I got mine as a veil-tail beta, male. So I went and got a female veil-tail beta. And she's just the prettiest thing. Of course, I call her Maite. So I had their containers like butted up against each other. And they were just like, they seemed like they were compatible because they just seemed like they were so attracted to each other. So eventually, you know, my coworker helped me put her in there and everything. And Prince was chasing Maite around the bowl and they seemed to be playing and stuff. And then all of a sudden I looked and I noticed that some of Maite's tail was disappearing. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. They not playing. He is abusing her. So we had to hurry up and get her out of there. So she's in her own bowl. Her bowl is much bigger than his. But she's a tiny little thing. And everybody was like, you gonna leave her in that big old bowl? I was like, yep. Because after Prince started chasing her around the bowl and abusing her, she earned this bowl. So, yeah, it was there. They are just so cute. But she's growing. And when he was biting off her tail, because she's like this really blue color, she started getting real pale. And when we first put her back in the bowl, she wasn't like straight up. She was leaning. And I was just so devastated. I thought she was going to die. She's doing really well. She's thriving. And her blue has gotten so dark and rich that it's almost black. And they are just so beautiful. And it's so funny because she teases him because she swims around because the bowls are butted up against each other. She swims around to the side of the bowl where his bowl meets hers, and he'll be over there flaring up like he want to get to her or whatever. And initially she was swimming away real fast like she was scared. But I think when she realized that she wasn't in a bowl with him, he get to flaring up and bucking and carrying on. And she just sitting there looking at him like, you just making a fool out of yourself. So anyway, that's the new thing in my life that has brought me so much joy. And because of the fact that that's also something that my daughter and I are bonding over, my daughter used to have an emotional support dog, but she can't have a dog right now. She's not in the position to have a dog. But I feel like she needs something. And we've been talking because I found this parakeet. The parakeet is now passed away on YouTube. These videos about this cockatoo. This cockatoo dancing the music and stuff. And I started sending her those videos. So she was kind of thinking about getting a bird. But what I decided to do was to bless her with her own beta. So she's supposed to come today. And this is food at the bottom of the tank. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see. She's sitting up here looking at me. Come on, Lulu. My daughter, I want y'all to see her. Look, Lulu. Look. You gonna turn around for the people? So that's Lulu. Say, hey, Lulu. Say, hey. So this is Lulu. This is my daughter's. She's a female veil-tail beta as well. So that's my daughter's fish. And I'm going to put a picture of the certificate that I created. I call it a fish certificate of birth and adoption. And it has Lulu's information and everything on there. So I'm gonna put a picture up there so y'all can see this fish certificate that I created for my daughter. So that's something else that brings me joy. So I don't have any fish at home, but I'm seriously considering not until I get my living room completely finished, because I'm considering getting a tank. I don't want to get a tank, get it filled up and all that kind of stuff, and then I have to move it because I have to paint and stuff like that. So I want to know that I'm done in that area, so that all I have to do is just add my decor, and my fish tank is actually going to be a part of the decor. I do want to still get the bait, like, the bait, the continue with the beta, but I also found, like when I was doing my research, that there are other types of fish that you can put in the tank with the beta, and they won't bother them. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research to make sure I get the correct type of fish. But so that's really it in a nutshell. I'm starting my morning off. I did kind of come off of coffee. I noticed it was causing me to have heart palpitations, and I don't drink a lot of coffee. I have 1 cup of coffee a day, but I noticed that in the mornings after I had my coffee, and coffee doesn't really like keep me up, or like if I'm sleepy, I just have to wake up. Coffee doesn't like help me to do that. And the way that I know that is because I've had decaf or no coffee at all, and I still feel the same way. But the difference is when I drink coffee, caffeinated coffee, I notice that my heart, it starts my heartbeat starts to increase, and I eventually start kind of feeling like the palpitation type, like it's skipping a beat or something weird going on. So I said, well, I'm good. I just drink coffee because I like the taste of it. But and I accidentally picked up a pack of decaf coffee, and that's not what I was trying to do. But I went ahead and I opened it, and my husband and I tried it, and he did tell me, sometimes he likes to have a cup of coffee at night, but the caffeine will keep him up. So that worked for him too, because um he can have the decaf and still, enjoy a cup of coffee. I just drink the 1 cup in the morning. But I kind of came off of it for a few days. I had my first cup of like regular coffee um for the first time in like maybe 2 weeks or so this morning. So I had a cup of coffee. I'm actually working on hydrating myself. So I got me a bunch of watermelon. I was going to make me a fruit plate because I do have some pineapple, some cantaloupe, and some little baby oranges that are already peeled down there. But I was like, you know what? I'm feeling like I need to hydrate this morning. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat my watermelon, and then I'm going to figure out like what's next, because y'all know I eat probably like maybe this I'm gonna have to eat sooner, because I usually eat like every 2.5-3 hours. But something this light, I'm gonna in an hour, so I'm probably gonna want some like food that's gonna stick to my stomach. So that's about it for like, why I haven't been filming, what's been going on. And these are not excuses. I really don't care, how people take what I said. I did what I did because I have to take care of myself. And I cannot come in front of this camera filming and talking to people and it's a bunch of crap. I just can't do it. That's not in my nature. I'm not going to just be filming for the sake of filming, and I'm not in the right headspace. Emotionally, I'm not connecting. And so that's kind of where I am. I'm just like that. So, I did have a situation where, and I'm just going to say this very briefly. I connected with somebody on YouTube, and I was leery about reconnecting with them because they did something that made me very nervous. I don't like my character called into question. I don't like when people make the assumption about who I am. I can't control what people think, but I subscribe to the old adage that your word is your bond. You stay true to who you are, because sometimes that's all you have to stand on. And when a person tries to make people think that there's something wrong with your character, I take that very personally, because I don't do malicious things to people. I don't do anything to intentionally hurt anyone. I don't say anything to intentionally hurt anyone. I try to be supportive and caring and genuine and authentic as I possibly can. Sometimes feelings do get hurt in the communication that I have, not on YouTube, but just in general, because I try to make sure that I stay true to who I am. So if it's something I don't like or something that I don't agree with, and it actually taps into anything that has to do with how I survive, whether it's my my money, my marriage, my family, whatever the situation is, and I speak against it because I'm not getting caught up in something that looks crazy and got you looking crazy along with it. So I did pull away from this person. I am now back in connection with that person, and I am supporting that person. But I will tell you that was a very scary moment for me because I don't put my life on YouTube the way this person was trying to put me out there. Like the whole bashing people and all. That's not who I am. I don't want to be a part of that foolishness. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And when the words were spoken and my name was actually spoken on YouTube, but it was in a negative way, I'm the kind of person that when I feel some type of way about something, I completely shut down. I shut down and I back away, and I don't I don't get into it. So all I'm saying is just, when you're a person who is a content creator, this is real life. This is real life. Ain't nobody, I can't speak for nobody else, but as for me, like I said, as for me in my house, I'm not out here all on YouTube making stuff up and pretending to be something I'm not. So when people actually have my name in their mouth and saying things that's not accurate, or you don't need to praise me. I don't need praise from anybody. I don't. I appreciate it, but I don't need it. So you need to be mindful, because just like you have somebody's name in your mouth and stuff that's coming out your mouth is coming out the wrong way, people can do the same thing to you. So what they say, you treat others the way you want to be treated. And I feel like I did nothing but treat that person with genuine kindness and concern. But everything was fine, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. And when this situation happened, I was looking like, what just happened? Because I was so confused. I was so terribly confused, and I was hurt. I was extremely hurt. So all I'm saying is, as a content creator, I'm just encouraging you to just be careful how you handle people, because you don't know why those people have been put in your life. You don't know why somebody is there and willing to help you and willing to support you. You don't know why. And if you put your mouth on them, you could potentially be shooting yourself in the foot. You really could. So just appreciate people, meet them where they are. Until somebody does something that legitimately causes you to have suspicion, until somebody does something that shows you that they're not in the character that you thought they were, you don't have to announce it to the world. Just don't deal with them no more. Just don't deal with it no more. I move in silence. Everybody don't know everything that I'm doing and what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling, because they don't need to. I don't need to make a video every time I'm feeling or thinking a certain way about something or someone. I don't need to do that, because I don't live my life publicly like that. I'm not a celebrity. And if I am and don't know it, I'm looking for the coins. I'm trying to figure out where the coins at, because I ain't got them. Okay? So I don't need my world all out there on Front Street for people to be analyzing and dissecting. So I'm sharing this with you, not so much because I feel like I need to explain where I've been, but I'm sharing it in hopes that if someone else is going through something that I've described in this video, that you have the strength to reach out for help, that you have the strength to make contact with somebody that genuinely cares about you and that's willing to help you get the help that you need. That you understand that life is out here life, and whether you want it to or not. Time is going on whether you want it to or not. But you have to decide how long you want to stay in the place that you are, or if you want the help. Some people like feeling low and pitiful because they want that attention. I don't want that kind of attention. I don't. I spent a good part of my life in my youth in depression, and without help because the adults in my life, it just wasn't a thing back then. But as an adult, I recognize that sometimes, you know, you need to ask for help. You need to let somebody know, the appropriate people, not just anybody, but the appropriate people know that, you know, you're in a place where you can't really see how to get out of it. And so I just wanted to do this video today in hopes of helping somebody. But this is also therapeutic for me because, again, you know, I don't have a circle or whatever. But even if I did, I still feel like having positive, open conversations like this is what's going to change the world. Because you think about it, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago, some of the conversations that we're having, they weren't being had, and people were suffering in silence. So I'm going to be getting back to it. I don't know what my filming schedule is going to be looking like. I really don't know the topics that I'm going to be talking about. There's going to be some structural changes in my business because it pretty much came to a complete halt when I shut down eMonet Essentials. I was supposed to be accepting some speaking engagements. I was supposed to be working on some written material, some tools. I was supposed to be doing so many things, and nothing has been happening. Nothing has been happening. So I'm just going to say to you, stay encouraged, stay positive. Try to find something to fill your day up with that brings you joy. And I also want to say thank you to those who are subscribed to my channel. Thank you to the newcomers, anybody that's new to my channel. I also want to say to make sure that you're sharing out my videos. Please make sure you hit the like button on this video for me and make a comment. You know, let's engage and talk about different things, and let me know one thing that brings you joy that you do on a daily basis. Daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Just name one thing that brings you joy. And I want to thank you for joining me here today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Make a comment if you are curious about anything. I will be getting back on the exercise because that was the other thing, is that I couldn't exercise and do what I was doing because all the painting and everything, my body was so sore, and basically that was exercising within itself. So I didn't want to hurt myself by trying to work on the house and then exercise too, and then now I can't walk. So y'all know I have arthritis and I have soft tissue and nerve damage as well. So I have to be mindful of how much exercising I'm doing. Anyway, I have done really good. I got all of my appointments scheduled. I have some time coming up that the hubby and I are going to be spending some quality time doing some things, visiting my mom. My mom came up for a little while last week, I think it was. But anyway, it was good to see her. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And y'all know we don't do so without saying love yourself, love somebody else, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye. If you're not already a member of the Fetch fam, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download that app, scan my QR code, and get to scanning those receipts. You might as well take advantage of it. You're already spending the money. The receipts translates into points, the points translates into cash, and you can redeem that cash via store card or cash card, or you can donate to charity. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but you know we don't do so without saying love yourself, love somebody else, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye.